What happens to a neighborhood when multiple buildings fall to foreclosure and the tenants are evicted and displaced? The entire neighborhood is impacted. The consequences of high levels of foreclosure in a community include displaced residents, vacant buildings, lower property values, increased crimes, and it makes the neighborhood prone to gentrification. Through a series of annual reports, LCBH has chronicled the foreclosure crisis and its impact on renters. Our research has informed community advocates and policymakers on the issues brought on by the crisis that have plagued our communities and has led to huge losses in affordable housing. Foreclosure has a greater impact on renter-occupied housing, displacing more renters than homeowners.
They make up half the population in Chicago, renters, many of whom are being kicked to the curb by landlords now facing foreclosure.
LCBH found greater risks to rental housing stability in neighborhoods on Chicago's south and west sides.
The report shows the neighborhoods hit hardest are low-income minority communities.
Banks all too often gave renters notices that threatened evictions, board-ups, and lockouts if the renters did not leave. Nearly 1 in 10 eviction filings were foreclosure-related, clogging up our courts. These cases were not filed because of any wrongdoing by the tenant. In addition to losing their homes, tenants who were evicted are often uprooted from their neighborhoods and forced to switch their children's school. Eviction trials are fast. Many trials last only a few minutes and provide very little time for the tenants to move before the sheriff sets them out. Renters often lose their security deposits at a time when financial resources are crucial. Many evictions appear on credit reports and tenant screening reports, making it even more difficult to find new housing.
Foreclosure, owners often abandon the property and lenders refuse to take responsibility for maintaining the buildings.
Over 80% of apartment building foreclosures resulted in bank-owned properties or properties owned by guarantors such as Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Banks systematically emptied these foreclosed buildings, leaving tenants with nowhere to go and leaving the buildings vacant for months or years. To help address some of these issues, a coalition of community-based organizations, unions, and policy groups was formed called the Keep Chicago Renting Coalition. LCBH spearheaded a policy committee that crafted a new ordinance designed to increase local renter protections, keep people in their homes, and keep rental property in productive use.
After more than a year of organizing, tenant activists weren't about to miss today's vote.
45 yeas, 4 nays.
In 2013, the Keep Chicago Renting Ordinance was passed by an overwhelming majority. You're probably asking yourself, isn't the foreclosure crisis over? The good news is that, yes, the number of new foreclosure filings is back to pre-crisis levels.
In Illinois, part of the problem with our state is it takes a really long time to go through the foreclosure process, 673 days on average.
However, the number of properties exiting Illinois' lengthy foreclosure process and becoming bank-owned remains at 2010 levels, and there is still a tremendous amount of work to do. LCBH continues to respond to the ongoing foreclosure crisis, assisting renters with the complicated legal issues associated with living in a foreclosed building.